Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Kisharian and welcome to my first ever book haul video. Nanonood ang parents ko. I suggest that you guys skip this video kasi for sure may maririnig ako later na sermon. The char. Pero, yun nga, if nanonood kayo, I'm sorry, wala akong self-control sa Gcash ko, sa video ko. Pero, promise, first and last books ko na to this month. Kasi gusto ko lang, eto, okay. So, nakikita nyo, natutuwa ako. Nakikita nyo nga nakangiti. Okay, so for today's video, yun nga, I'm going to be doing a book haul. Pero before I start, I just want to thank my sponsor. Super nagpapasalamat ako sa kanya. Thank you to my very pretty, very supportive, very creative ate, si Ate Kay. Woo! Palakpakan! Ay, hindi ako sincere tong thank you. Kasi kita mo naman nakangiti ako. Sabihin, super excited ako ngayon sa ginagawa ko. So, the first books na ipapakita ko, ito ay mga sponsor lamang. Wow. Hindi talaga official sponsor, more like slight lang. Basta yon. Ito mga first book, ito is books na galing sa ate ko. Ito ay mga books na galing sa Fully Book. So, I'll start with yung first book na binili niya sa akin. And it is The Blackout by Kay Monroe, and it is published under Wattpad, and this story is about some secrets that are best left forgotten. When Ali Castillo wakes up after a terrible car accident with head injuries and zero recollection of who she is or what happened, one thing haunted her mind. The crash may not have been an accident. Her body still bruised, she returns to a life she doesn't recall, to a house that's unfamiliar, and to a family that doesn't feel like her own. School is another minefield. Her boyfriend wants his girl back, while her best friend wants to carry on their old partying ways. Then there's the mysterious guy at the back of the classroom who may know more than he's willing to reveal, but appears to want nothing more than to unlock the doors to her forgotten memories. As Ali learns about her notorious past, she grows to dislike who she was pre-accident. She's determined to change, determined to not repeat the same mistakes, but with her life in jeopardy once more, Ali realizes that her only chance at survival is to remember who she used to be, even if that means abandoning who she wants to become. Super excited to read this book kasi para siyang mystery, and nasa mood ako ngayon for a mystery kasi puro romance nang babasa ko and nauumay na ako, guys. And kasi nasa ko ngayon, naka-books lang pa ako ngayon, marami naka-hold sa TBR ko, and hopefully makure nitong mga binili ko yung books lang ko this month. And then the next is actually from Fully Book ulit, and it is, yung publisher niya din is from Wattpad. And this is The Locker Exchange by Anne Ray. Okay, they'll need the right combination to unlock the truth. So, parang siyang mystery. High school drama soars to new heights as Bryn Cadence discovers a classmate's body on the football field. As the only witness, Bryn tries to tell the police that she saw a masked figure flee up the bleachers, but they label the death as an accident. Bryn knows she's the only one capable of discovering what really happened that night. She begins to pay close attention to the hallway gossip for any clues from the student body. But when she opens her new dim locker, it's another body that grabs her attention. Instead of a wall separating her locker from the boys' side, she discovers the shirtless abs of star football player Kyler Felon. Bryn knows she should leave her feeling for Kyler on the locker room floor and focus on finding the truth about her classmate's death. However, Kyler's top jock status made him privy to some useful information, making him a helpful partner in her investigation. As the two find themselves delving deeper into the case and inevitably drawing closer to one another, their behavior makes them the next target. Bryn and Kyler knew finding the truth wouldn't be easy, but they had no idea that it could also be deadly. So, ang dami kong mystery reads for this month. Okay, and I'm super excited to start this book, pati yung isa. Pero yun nga, I'm not sure which book to start. So, pag-iisipan ko muna. Wait lang, mukhang may nagkalat na ako sa labas. So, I'm back. Sorry for the delay, guys. Nagkalat kasi sila. So, nalinis ko lang. So, the next book na ipapakita ko is... Hinihingal ako. Wait lang. Okay. The next book na ipapakita ko is also a mystery. So, super excited to read this one because this is The Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hiller. Okay, I saw this around book talk and binili sa akin ni Ate Kay. So, thank you talaga, Ate Kay. Ikaw ang bida ngayong video ko. This is about how far will someone go to bury their secrets. Angela Wong, one of the most popular girl in school, disappeared without a trace. Nobody heard from her again, not her best friend, Georgina Shaw, and Kaiser Brody, who was close with both girls. 14 years later, Angela's remains are discovered in the woods near Gio's childhood home. Kaiser, now a detective with Seattle PD, finally learns the truth. Angela was a victim of Calvin James. To the authorities, Calvin is a serial killer, but back in high school, he was Gio's first love. Their relationship bordered on obsession from the moment they meet up until the night Angela was killed. Gio knew what happened to Angela and told no one. For years, Gio carried the secret of Angela's murder until she was arrested and sent to prison. And now, just as she's being released, new bodies are turning up, killed in the exact same manner as her best friend. There are dark secrets buried deep, and what happened that fateful night is more complex and chilling than anyone really knows. Dead Best Friend. Kasi nga, nasa mood ako for a mystery book. Hopefully, mabasa ko siya bago matapos tong November. Kasi next week is going to be my November reading wrap-up. So, hopefully, kasama to dun sa reading wrap-up ko. And then, the next book na binili sa akin ni Ate Kay is romance na siya. And ito kasi, it was recommended to me by Bookstagram, actually. Yung mga friends ko sa Bookstagram. And sabi nila maganda daw and para daw siyang Love and Other Words. Of course, being my 5-star reads, kailangan basahin ko din siya. So, it is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. Okay. 6 summers to fall in love, 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. Wow! Bet ko yun ah. They say you can never go home again. And for Persephone Fraser, ever since she made the biggest mistake of her life a decade ago, that has felt too true. Instead of spending glittering summers on the lake shore of her childhood, she stays home in a stylish apartment in the city, keeping everyone in a safe distance from her heart. Until she receives the call that sends her racing back to Barry's Bay and into the orbit of Sam Florek, the man she never thought she'd have to live without. For 6 summers, through hazy afternoons on the water and warm summer nights, working in his family restaurant, Percy and Sam has been inseparable. Eventually, that friendship turned into something more before it fell spectacularly apart. When Percy returns to the lake for Sam's mother's funeral, their connection is as undeniable as it has always been, but until Percy can confront the decisions she had made, they'll never know whether their love is bigger than the biggest mistakes of their past. Parang nga siyang Love and Other Words, kasi nga childhood, tas may nakita, pero I think hindi ko to babasahin agad. Siguro I'll save it kapag nag-crave ulit ako for a childhood friends to lovers trope. Parang pag nag-crave ulit ako ng Love and Other Words. Okay. So, the next book is another romance. Best Friend's Brother trope. And it is labeled by Jenny Lin. Galing to sa Amazon, guys. Hindi matatapos tong book haul na to hanggat wala akong libro na napapakita na galing sa Amazon. So, small town romance siya. When you grow up in a small town like Great Meadows, you learn to create your own entertainment. You can either spend your time partying at the field and working on cars. For Veronica Russo, there's a certain solace found underneath the hood of her car. As the youngest sibling of the Russo family, Veronica is under the watchful eyes of her 4 older brothers. 4 very protective, very overbearing, and very outspoken brothers. Every guy in town knows Veronica's label, strictly off limits. They have succeeded in enforcing it, running off every guy that so much as looked in her direction. That is until Chase arrives back in town. Close family friend and motorhead Chase Daniels returns from his deployment and his world is turned upside down when he comes face to face with Veronica again. Shocked to find that she is all grown up, the more he surrounds himself in her company, the more he feels an intense pull towards her. There's just one problem. His best friends won't allow it. Is the fallout of a lifelong friendship worth the possibility of something more? Bahala na kung kailan ko itong ma-pick up. Pero for sure, I'll read this soon or later. And then, the last book na binila sa akin ni Ate Kay is a series. So, thank you so much, Ate Kay. Kasi I love this series so much. Yes, nabasa ko na siya and na-review ko na siya. And it is The Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Okay, if you guys don't know, this book is one of my comfort reads. Although yung mystery is, alam ko na. Pero one of my comfort reads and one of my go-to reads kapag nasa book slump ako. Okay, so basically, actually, binabasa ko siya ulit. Kasi ganun ako. Recycle lang ng recycle na magagandang libro, okay? So, it has 3 books dito sa series na to. And the first book is Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Dito nag-open yung case na nangyari 5 years ago. And then, Good Girl, Bad Blood is paano na-resolve yung mystery na yon. And then, As Good as Dead is another plot, actually. Although, meron parang connection etong third book dito sa first 2 books. Pero dito kasi sa third book is parang nag-focus siya sa isa pang case. So, yun. I'm super excited to reread this for this time on hand na. Kasi may paperback na ako. So, thank you, Ate Kay, for sponsoring half of this video. So, ito lahat ang binigay sa akin ni Ate Kay. Wait lang. Ayan. Yan. She gave me 8 books in total. So, thank you, Ate Kay. See you soon. Char! So, the next book is the book that I bought for myself. So, self-care week ko is next week. So, I have my time free na magbasa ng libro. Okay. And sakto-sakto, nakabili ako. Talaga ako sa nanay ko. So, I'll start with a standalone na book, and it is The Lucky Heart by Devney Perry. To be honest, nung binili ko siya, tinanong ko muna yung may-ari kung about saan siya. Kasi ang kilala ko lang is yung author. And if you guys don't know, she is the author of the Eden series, yung Juniper Hill. Kalimutan ko yung dalawang title, pero nabasa ko na yon, and I love that book so much. So, binili ko to, and sabi, it is a small town romance na may mystery-ish. So, yung parang majority ng libro ko is mga mystery. This book is about Felicity's life story, and it reads like the script to a bad soap opera. Okay? Girl's high school boyfriend becomes a drug addict. Girl falls for boyfriend's best friend. Girl leaves them both behind, only to return home years later for murdered ex-boyfriend's funeral. Now, she's back home in Montana, ready to start fresh. She's got a long list of amends to make and relationships to rebuild, including one with the man who has owned her heart for 16 years. Silas doesn't need much. He's got a great horse, close friends, and lucky heart ranch. But something has always been missing, and he's not an idiot. He knows the missing piece is Felicity. And now that she's returned to Prescott, he's got a second chance to win her heart. This time, the only thing standing in his way is history. Dredging up the past is going to be about as painful as playing tug-of-war with barbed wire. But if they can heal old wounds, he'll get the girl he should have had all along. So, parang maganda siya, actually. And I love small town romance, one of my favorite tropes ever. So, wala ako sa mood sa series. I'll probably read this. And then, the next book is a series. 4 books siya. Pero actually, 5 books siya in a series. And yung pang-5th na book is next year pa ang publish. So, I got the 4 books. And it is the Large Cove series by Devney Perry. 4 different couples ang sinusundan nung kadang libro. So, ito ata ang simula. Tattered. Hopefully, nabasa ko yung tama. Tattered. Okay, bahala na kayo mag-judge. The chart. Tia Landry has always known her place in modern-day society. It's somewhere just above the trash can her mother dumped her in as a newborn, but below the class where much comes easy. With her tattered shoes and bargain bin clothes, her life has never been full of glamour. So when a rich, charismatic man takes interest, she doesn't fool herself into thinking that their encounter is anything more than that. Months later, she's kicking herself for not getting his phone number or his last name. She's given up hope of seeing him ever again until one day. Years later, Logan Kendrick waltz into her life once more and turns everything she's built upside down. This time around, she won't make the same mistake. She's going to fight to keep him in her life, not for herself, but for their daughter. So, parang siyang taguan ng anak. Kung galing kayo sa Wattpad, gets niyo yung feeling na ganun. Pero kasi, parang di niya naman tinago kasi tinry niyo din naman hanapin. First book ata to, hopefully tama ako. And then the next book is Timid, and it is about Willa Dunn. She has always been shy. Her quiet demeanor was something she's always embraced. That is until Jackson Page moves to town. The one man she desperately wants to take notice struggles to remember her name. Year after year, Willa stands by watching as the bartender/playboy drowns his demons in beer. Until he shows up at her door, suddenly aware that the girl he's seen around Large Cove is now a beautiful woman. Except what he doesn't remember is that this visit isn't his first. A night he's forgotten thanks to a bottle of tequila, a night that crushed a timid girl's heart and set a broken man on the path to heal them both. Girl watches from afar. Mukhang okay naman siya. Third book is tragic, and this book follows Kane Reynolds. He wants nothing more than solitude. After an unthinkable tragedy destroys his family, he's cut off all ties to his former life so he can battle his grief the only way he knows how, alone. So when Piper Campbell knocks on his door rambling on about being his new neighbor, he slams the door in her face. But Kane's gruff demeanor doesn't scare her. She's set on living in Montana and starting over after a terrible divorce, and she wouldn't mind spending time to chase away the pain of her husband's betrayal. Her handsome, a bit rude neighbor is the perfect candidate. Yet what neither of them suspect is that their time together will result in the surprise of Piper's life and Kane's worst fear: divorce. So, divorcee girl. Okay, that's interesting. So, this is the fourth book, and it is about Sophia Kendrick. She has always cherished her tiara. As the youngest daughter of a wealthy New York family, she's lived the life of an American princess. But after 2 scandalous divorces and a breakout smear her name across the society rags, the shine from her crown has dulled. She's nothing more than tinsel. Desperate for escape and striving for peace, Sophia heads to Montana for a holiday weekend with her brother. But she doesn't get the relaxing vacation she planned. Instead, she is put to work in a bar alongside Dakota Maggie, a man who does not want her help, a man who is set on teaching her a few lessons about real life and hard work. But Sophia has a couple of life lessons of her own to teach, like how to fall in love. Ang ganda ng cover, oh. Wala, totoo lang ako. So, yun yung fourth book nung Large Cove series. So, the next book series na pinili ko is actually nabasa ko na yung 2 books dito. 4 books siya. Hindi ko pa na nababasa yung 2 book. And currently, wala pa akong copy nung last book. So, bibiling ko pa siya. Okay. So, it is the Miles High Club by T.L. Swanarico. So, hindi ko alam kung anong ulit yung first book na ito, pero mukhang ito. Hindi, mukhang ito. The Stopover, yung first book. Okay. I was upgraded to first class on a flight from London to New York. The food, champagne, and service were impeccable. The blue-eyed man sitting next to me even better. He was suave and intelligent. We talked and laughed and something clicked. Fate took over and the plane was grounded. And we had an unexpected stopover for the night. With no plans, we made our own. And that was 12 months ago. And I haven't heard from him until today. I started a new job and met the CEO. You can imagine my surprise to see those naughty blue eyes dance with delight when he saw me across the mahogany desk. But I'm not that carefree girl anymore. My life has changed. I have responsibilities. I just got an email and he wants to see me in his office for a private meeting at 8 a.m. What kind of meeting does he have in mind? Nabasa ko na to eh. Pero ang favorite book ko dito is eto. Kasi I'm telling you guys, Tristan Miles is the superior brother. Siya. I admire all his decisions, lahat ng mga ginawa niya para sa girl, para sa anak ng girl. Okay. This story is about the first time I met Tristan Miles at a meeting where he was trying to take over my late husband's company. He was powerful, arrogant, and infuriatingly gorgeous, and I hated him with every cell in my body. In the shock of the century, he called me 3 days later and asked me on a date. I would rather die than date a man like him, though I do have to admit it was good for the ego. Turning him down was the highlight of my year. 6 months later, he was the guest speaker at a conference I attended in France. Still arrogant and infuriating, but this time surprisingly charming and witty. When he looked at me, I got butterflies. But I can't go there. He's just a player in a hot suit and I'm just a widow with 3 unruly sons. I just need this conference to be over because everybody knows that Tristan Miles always gets what he wants. And what he wants is me. So, basahin niyo na siya. Ang ganda siya, promise. And the third book na nasa sa akin na hindi ko pa nababasa and hopefully mabasa ko din siya soon is The Casanova. Okay. My favorite hobby is infuriating Elliot Miles. Just the sight of my boss's handsome face triggers my sarcasm. God knows how he earns his Casanova reputation. If a million women want him with his personality, what the heck am I doing wrong? Disgusted with my love life, I joined a dating app under a fake name. I started chatting to a man named Edgar. He's not my type and lives on the other side of the world, but we hit off a friendship, laugh, and confide in each other. But lately, things are getting weird at work. Elliot's being attentive, his eyes linger a little longer than they should, and there's a heat behind them that I haven't felt before. And then, in the shock of all shocks, he tells me that my vulnerability is appealing. But when was I vulnerable? Horror dawns. Has my boss been reading my emails to Edgar? Why did I use my work email? Oh no. Does he know what I really think of him? I'd rather die than ever admit it. Or even worse, is it possible that the man I loathe in real life is the man I'm falling for online? Ito yung mga nabili ko from dun sa seller na TLS1 ng author. Yun. And then the last on this book ko is actually the third and fourth book of a series. Yun, wala pa akong first and second, pero hopefully may makita ako. And it is the fourth and third book of the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. Actually, nabasa ko na tong dalawang to, pero I don't remember much. So, mukhang reread ulit. Doon naman ako magaling mag-reread. Okay. So, the third book is Wreck. It is about Elena and Jack. So, Elena, I begged the universe to save me from my financial disaster. It answered my call with a Formula 1 team desperate for a PR miracle. One season, one job, one broody British racer. One broody British racer. One broody British racer. Tongue twister yarn. Except that Jack's turns our hotel room into a battleground. To beat the enemy, I need to find his weaknesses. What I learned that tends to ruin everything. Him, me, us. Love is a war zone and neither one of us plans to surrender. Jack pills, alcohol, adrenaline. I'm addicted to destructive decisions that numb my pain. Until one night, when I make a catastrophic mistake, to repair my broken reputation, my team hires Elena, an overpaid babysitter set on ruining my plans. She's my damnation disguised as my salvation, and my newest addiction. Ito namang redeemed. This is the fourth book of the series. This is about Chloe and Santiago. So, Chloe, it all started with a birthday wish, some vodka, and an ancestry kit. That's how I ended up in Italy, finding my long-lost father. But one decision lands me a fake boyfriend I don't want. The more we pretend, the easier our ruse become. I told myself not to fall in love with a liar like Santiago. I should have listened. Santiago. One mistake destroys my career. I go from most eligible bachelor to monster hiding from the world. At least until Chloe breaks into my home, my new fake girlfriend is a temporary fix to my biggest problem. But as our game changes, so do my feelings. There's only one issue stopping me from claiming her. Me. So, I'm so excited to reread this book and hopefully makumpleto ka na yung series kasi gusto ko talaga makumpleto tong series na to. Pero yun, that is the final book na dito sa book haul na to. Kita ko nga na lahat. Mabubuhat ko kaya lahat. Wait lang. Aray ko. Wait lang. Ayan. So, ito sa lahat, guys. Okay, I forgot. I can't believe I forgot this book. Okay, meron pa pala ako isa pang box, guys. So, for sure, nakataas na yung kilay ng nanay ko. But anyway, ito na talaga yung final na book na nabili ko. And it has 5 books. Pero honestly, libre lang talaga yung isa. Okay. Series ulit siya. Nandito siya sa box na to. Kaya nakalimutan ko. So, sisingit ko na lang to dito sa video. And 5 siya, pero binigay lang ng libre yung isang book dito. Parang freebie na siya kasi wala atang bumibili. Pero simulan ko na lang muna dito sa freebie. And it is the Good Girl Complex by L. Kennedy. She does everything right, so what could go wrong? Mackenzie or Mac Cabot is a people pleaser. It's exhausting really, always following the rules. Mac has dreams of her own, but to please her parents, she moves to the beachside town of Avalon Bay to get her college degree. 20-year-old Mac had plenty of practice suppressing her wilder impulses. But when she meets local bad boy Cooper Hartley, that ability is suddenly tested. Cooper is rough around the edges, raw, candid, a threat to her ordered existence. Their friendship soon becomes the realest thing in her life, despite his disdain for the trust fund kids he sees coming and going from his town. Cooper soon realizes Mac isn't just another clone and falls for her hard. But as Mac finally starts feeling accepted by Cooper and his friends, the secret he's been keeping from her threatens the only place she's ever felt at home. So, marami ako nakikitang mixed reviews dito sa book na to, which is why hindi ko binibili yung book, pero buta na lang, libre ko itong nakuha. Kaya, maginhawa loob ko na basahin siya. If I don't like it, edi okay lang kasi libre ko lang naman siya nakuha. So, the next book is books from L. Kennedy din. Okay, so finally, nasa akin ng buong series. Kulang lang ng isang book kasi hindi pa siya published under Bloom. So, nasa akin ng 4 books ng Off-Campus series. This is one of my favorite series ever and it follows 4 different couples. So, this is actually my favorite book of the series and it is the first book. It is The Deal. So, this is about Hannah and Garrett Graham. If you guys don't know, Garrett Graham is one of my favorite male characters characters sa lahat ng books na nabasa ko. She's about to make a deal with college bad boy. Hannah Wells has finally found someone. But when she might be confident in every other area of her life, if she wants to get her crush's attention, she will have to step out of her comfort zone and make him take notice, even if it means tutoring the annoying, childish captain of the hockey team in exchange for a pretend date. And it's going to be oh so good. So all Garrett Graham has ever wanted is to play professional hockey after graduation. But his plummeting GPA is threatening everything he's worked so hard for. If helping a sarcastic brunette make another guy jealous will lift his grades and secure his position on the team, he's all for it. But it doesn't take long for Garrett to realize that pretend isn't going to cut it. Now, he just have to convince Hannah that the man she wants looks a lot like him. So, yun. Lusahin niya to kasi this is my favorite book sa off-campus series. And then the next book of this is The Mystique. So, he's a player in more ways than one. College junior John Logan can get any girl he wants. For this hockey star, life is a parade of parties, but behind his killer grins and easygoing charm, he hides a growing despair about the dead-end road he'll be forced to walk after graduation. After an encounter with freshman Grace Ivers is just the distraction he needs, but when a thoughtless mistake pushes her away, Logan plans to spend his final year proving to her that he's worth a second chance. Now he's going to need to up his game. After a less than stellar freshman year, Grace is back at Briar University, older, wiser, and so over the arrogant hockey player she nearly handed herself to. She's not a charity case, and she's not the quiet butterfly she was when they first started dating. If Logan expects her to roll over and beg like all his other girls, he can think again. He wants her back, he'll have to work for it, and this time around she'll be the one in the driver's seat, and she plans on driving him wild. Second book, and the third book is The Score, and this is about Ali. Oh, si Ali. Okay. He knows how to score on and off the ice. Ali Hayes is in crisis mode. With graduation looming, she still doesn't have the first clue about what she's going to do after college. To make matters worse, she's nursing a broken heart thanks to the end of her long-time relationship. But gorgeous hockey star Dean De Laurentiis is impossible to resist. Just once though, because even if her future is uncertain, it sure as heck won't include Dean Laurentiis. It will take more than a flashy move to win her over. Dean always gets what he wants: girl, grades, recognition, and girl. He's a ladies' man, alright, and he's yet to meet a woman who's immune to his charms until Ali. The feisty blonde shows up and put his world upside down, and now she wants to be friends. Nope, it's not over until he says it's over. Dean is in full-on pursuit, but when life-rocking changes strike, he starts to wonder if maybe it's time to stop focusing on scoring and shoot for love. So Dean! Then the next, this is the last book dito sa book haul na to. Last na talaga. It is The Goal, and it's about Sabrina and Tucker. She's good at achieving her goals. College senior Sabrina James has her whole future planned out. Graduate from college, go and land a high-paying job at a firm. Her path to escaping her shameful past certainly doesn't include a gorgeous hockey player who believes in love at first sight. But the game just got a whole lot more complicated. Tucker believes being a team player is as important as being the star. On the ice, he's fine staying out of the spotlight, but when it comes to becoming a dad at the age of 22, he refuses to be a bench warmer. It doesn't hurt that the soon-to-be mother of his child is beautiful, whips smart, and keeps him on his toes. The problem is Sabrina's heart is locked up tight, and the fiery brunette is too stubborn to accept his help. If he wants a life with the woman of his dreams, he'll have to convince her that some goals can only be made with an assist. So, yun. Sa ang final, guys. So, yun lang naman. Sorry, kasi nakalimutan ko tong series na to. Kasi nasa isang box siya. Kaya malayo siya dun sa malaking box. Nakakainis. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So, sorry kung may nakalimutan ako. Pero buti na lang nakita ko, naalala ko. Kasi nagtataka ko, ba't parang onte? Oh, onte pa yung 18? So that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Wait lang, mahulog.